Hello everyone, this is Gw2 speaking about the tools of the trade. In this video I would like to focus on mesmer weapons, how do they work and what can they do as a set. I do have the same utility slots, very similar traits, and all the weapons are berserker. What differs are the sigils and weapons. By the way, this clip was amusing to me because aside the portal rescue it shows a condition burning guardian which really works. First set, staff plus sword focus. In this clip I meet a condition warrior, which I don't know is a condition warrior, which results in some problems for me. You may notice I'm getting bleeds and torments, and then I burn my heal on a poison. All in all, it doesn't really work for me very well. And now is the time to show why the staff is a very powerful weapon. First of all, staff can provide you with very high mobility. Even untraded, combination of phase retreat and blink will give you a lot of distance. Second, the clones hurt, even in berserker. Bleeds, burns, observe his hit points. The real problem of this staff in power build is only one. The warlock phantasm doesn't really hit the target, it doesn't track. Staff sword focus lacks crowd control options aside the temporal curtain. It will work in the power build, but mostly in a shatter one. You can't really pinpoint a staff user, and the clones will deal some damage to your opponent. So, in a way, it is anti-melee weapon. And as Chaos Storm is able to deal a lot of vulnerabilities via dazes, even if enemy has stability, it only helps me deal some damage. Because of the Phantasm, staff power damage is quite small, in my opinion. As I said, staff sword focus are a very melee, short-ranged set. It does have area denial, and it gives you options to micro-kite. The weakness of this set will be shown in this fight where we face 3 or 4 condition thieves. Those thieves are very mobile and they have a lot of stealth options. To deal with them best, we should be able to control them, as in immobilize and stun them. If enemy knows that Chaos Storm is dangerous, they will simply not enter it. Like a staff, condition pistol thieves are kiters. This means that I should get them in melee using immobilize and some burst, and Gw2 should be able to attack them from distance. Of course, in this particular fight, neither of us had good condition removal. Because of 2 escapes which thief has when downed, we can't capitalize on anyone being downed actually. Even if 2 enemy thieves are downed, I need to get Gw2 up, but in the process I will get downed as well. Why did we lose this fight? If I said, oh my god, conditions overpowered, it would be too simple of an answer. We have lost simply because we were not able to execute an opponent. We had the pressure on us, we did not deal pressure. So, either we need more survival, or we need more damage. So either we can withstand more pressure, or deal more pressure of our own. Next clip shows kind of a mirror match. Mesmer Ranger versus Mesmer Ranger. This is a rare opportunity because both parties made exactly the same mistake. Both enemy Ranger and Mesmer focused Gw2, and both me and Gw2 focused enemy Ranger. What we should have done is focus enemy Mesmer. The fact that everyone is so fast in this fight means I can't properly use Chaos Storm as area denial, or I can't properly deal damage with a sword. The battle constantly changes, Gw2 has to evacuate, move away, and I can only pow pow with a staff. Shatters aren't very useful either when enemies are far away and clones have to run towards the target. Now here is the lack of our voice chat, which shows I use portal to evacuate both of us as Gw2 is long ranged. But, well, he had other ideas, so we simply did not match each other's intention. As you can see, staff, a very good utility defense weapon, fails horribly here. What I can do is create clones with a staff, and when a ranger comes next to me, I can create clone and shatter. So we managed to down enemy ranger. It is extremely unfortunate that there are raptors everywhere. Not only raptors daze, making it very difficult to stomp here, I lack stability, Gw2 is low on hit points, but also enemy is able to rally over raptor, so I can't shatter. And so a beautiful opportunity has been lost. In the process Gw2 got downed as well, but we tend to tap all the animals around, so I could rally him by killing a raptor. In a way, it is back to square one. Now, somehow it didn't occur in my small reptilian brain that if the ranger is pretty tanky, we should focus on a mesmer. What was positive? While we were standing in one place with Nullfield and the water spring, the clones were buffing us all the time. Then the combination of Entangle and Shatter plus Blood Frenzy happened, and we realized a mesmer is far easier of a target to down. Unfortunately, too late. Combination of Mantra of Distraction and Hilt Bash stopped me from rezzing Gw2, and then, well, I died. So the fight was very fun and informative at the same time. This prompted me to change a weapon to Greatsword. To make it short, I attack pick and camp, two Drakkar players come, I create a portal, I return to fight them. So, why Greatsword? Greatsword on its own is a very powerful artillery tool. The farther away from the target you are, the more damage auto-attack deals, and combination of Greatsword 2, Greatsword 4 and Shatter deals devastating burst. In a way, artillery and sword focus work very well together. Greatsword does have one weakness, a point-blank fighting. As long as enemy doesn't have stability, it's not that much of a problem, but with stability, Greatsword means I can't shake off an opponent. This weakness can be mitigated by using Blink or Portal, and Greatsword seems to be the designed weapon to use with Portal. Greatsword does imply one has to use a very different playstyle though. With Staff I was all in your face. With Greatsword I need to be in the medium range most of the time. In this fight, some Piken guys come and we all die. The fight in Northeast Camp shows where Greatsword both excels and fails. I attack Piken warrior showing absolutely no honor, not looking at his hit points. So he does the most sensible thing possible. He evacuates and changes the battleground. Now, Greatsword actually sucks in short range. I'm like, go on, and I prepare a curtain to pull him. And then he doesn't care for my damage at all. And I forget how to dodge. And he smacks me for 8000 damage. Okay, respect regained, portal away. One important thing, at that approach I simply sucked. This wasn't the fault of a weapon set I was using, it was me. So we decided to repeat the same routine, but this time I'm going to play with more intelligence. Well, as you can see, my idea failed, I still can't dodge, it is too hard for me. So I burn Blink. He stunned me again, so I use Sword 3. And then I avoid the burst attack with Blood Frenzy. As he doesn't have stability, I am able to swap to the Greatsword, to push him back, and to deal more damage. Now, although Sword auto-attack is the highest possible damage on a mesmer, he would rip me to shreds if I use it. This is why Greatsword is a better option this time, but more dangerous. The reason why I was stalling on Greatsword so much was that I wanted to generate stacks of might with Greatsword 2. I don't have the native damage to overpower him, I need everything I can get. And in the end, Blink Greatsword damage combo. Note that if not for the cliff, he would be able to reset the fight anyway. Here's a riddle. How did a band of roamers get to Godsword? Answer. Used a choke point against 3 longbow rangers, a thief and a guardian. In this fight, what works very well on our side is we have a lot of crowd control. Note that engineers are using magnets to pull the ranger towards us, which opens them for Greatsword burst. When a thief tries to get on our back, I am able to burst him as well. Of course, life would simply be beautiful if not for the fact that dolyak with guards came here. So the primary target becomes a dolyak. We can't properly burst a downed thief, and as long as this dolyak is here, the guards will assist them, and guards are really pesky. Please note how extremely important is this choke point in this particular fight. Enemy rangers can't really get to us and encircle us because they would have to pass the choke point, and we can't get to them. When we manage to clear the passageway, we are charging them using crowd control and reflects, mostly. What they should have done is at least 1 or 2 should use entangles in particular tactical places. If we were immobile, it would be far harder to fight. Our charge has failed, but we have managed to take one of their own. While they are trying to assault us, I am preparing a portal so I can do something strategically brilliant, if it makes it, or completely stupid if I fail. But first, an important consideration. They didn't have to attack us. It is us who have to attack them. We want to take their camp, they want to defend the camp. The fight at this choke point is back and forth. Once we get the advantage, once they get the advantage. So, now they've attacked, they've lost the advantage, and we push forward to the plains. When we get on the other side, we are able to down enemy ranger. I cannot stomp him though, simply because there is a guardian nearby, and they deal me quite a lot of damage. So I pot back, recover a bit, Drew moves forward, and when we return with Meowshi there are 2 fronts, one with Drew on front, and one with me and Meowshi on the back. Killing a ranger, valid Drew. And to be completely honest, this concludes this fight. Note that this time the Greatsword was used as a long-range artillery weapon mostly, and that a full ranger party can be defeated by a balanced party. What longbow rangers actually do is they counter the kiters. This is the second reason why I stopped using staff lately. But with reflex and artillery, a Greatsword focus mesmer should be able to defeat a ranger. As amusing as the previous fight has been, it is not a typical fight. The typical is one like this one, which we are having right now. And this fight shows where I personally have the problem with Greatsword, that is, minimum range. Note that I am running towards the enemy. I am not using Greatsword as an artillery tool, but as, well, short range tool. It is not a problem of the weapon, it is a problem of my mentality. As in, I feel the need to be at my opponents as close as possible. And Greatsword sadly is not designed to be able to play like that. It is a very powerful damage option, especially combined with shatters, but it lacks sophistication, which sword, for example, does. Although Greatsword has less partial utility than a staff, it still is very powerful because of pressure. So in most cases you would prefer a Greatsword in a party over a staff. Especially if you play properly as an artillery and support yourself with decoy or portal. By the way, this porting back was pretty important. It created some distance which was enough for Alaric to be able to kill one opponent. If I stayed over there, enemies would be able to stomp me before Alaric stomped his fifth. And now the fight is slowly getting pear-shaped. Those who died are slowly returning to the fight. Condition thieves with confusion are still condition thieves with confusion we can't really kill easily. And we are slowly running out of defenses. We are still trying to support each other to hold as long as possible, but this fight is lost. Although we are trying to focus on Elementalist, we need to escape the thieves. And we are starting to play worse, especially as we are running out of defenses, and they are starting to play better, because our pressure on them got reduced. This is one of the secrets of the Greatsword. Notice that we have engaged them, we attacked them. This means we had an alpha strike. Now they are in control of the fight, so we will make mistakes and we will lose. If you want to defeat a Greatsword mesmer, you need to push him. If you let him play as he wants, the sheer pressure will be enough to defeat you. Kind of like a longbow artillery ranger. So even if Greatsword is a very good weapon, it isn't really a weapon for me. So we were back to duels with Gw2 to find something which suits me more, and we found it. A blast from a past, Scepter Pistol. If Staff Sword Focus is a melee micro-kiting build, and Greatsword Sword Focus is an artillery full band build, then Scepter Pistol Sword Focus is a short medium range dogfighter. It doesn't have an impulse burst of a Greatsword, but it has something else. Even in Berserker build, conditions are powerful enough in this one to be noticeable. And it completely supports my playstyle of swooping in, killing something and swooping out. Of course, it would be amazing if I could do the killing something part here, but I think the demonstration was good enough. Now, the Scepter Pistol Resurgence is so new that I don't have any good clips in party play for it. Worse, I don't even have a good single player clips for it. But what I have observed up to this point is something like that. But my current observations are as follows. Staff has two offensive skills, Auto Attack and Warlock. Chaos Storm is on too long of a cooldown, it kind of requires a recharge. But I can't take it in my trade setup. Greatsword lacks defenses, but cooldowns are better. It doesn't give me short range option though, but Scepter is a short medium range weapon. And Traded Pistol gives me a Phantasm which will hit unlike Staff, and Magic Bullet which will work better than Illusionary Wave on a Greatsword. I can nullify the range problem with Reflects and Blink, and escape with a portal. And if enemies run, those torment stacks, especially with food plus 40% condition damage, should work well enough. And Scepter Block, although a horrible defensive tool, still does something useful, especially in close combats when you are focused by one person only. In party situation I see the role of it something like this. Control using Curtain and Pistol, use Scepter as secondary damage option, Torment Block will absolutely hurt, and you have a reliable Phantasm which shouldn't die very easily. As the clone generation is insane here, you are able to shatter a lot for boon reaping. Ah, and I've tested on the dolyak. I am able to self-generate 18 stacks of bleeds between Warden and Duelist. Of course, when enemy is immobilized. This set does have some staying power in melee. And, as usual, if I surprise my opponent, I will be able to kill him, and if he surprises me, he should be able to kill me. So let's see what the future holds. Thank you for watching, Urxalis out.